So CNN is actively trying to force Mayor Pete into your consciousness. And they're going to compare him to Obama here. They took the time to do an entire segment on this. Take a look.
Change that America can believe in.
At this point in that presidential campaign, this 46-year-old senator from Illinois was still an underdog, well behind Hillary Clinton, but slowly starting to catch fire. This year, the youngest candidate in the race is also on the move.
Are you ready to leave behind the reality show in Washington and change the channel to something we can all be proud of?
It's too soon to know if Pete Buttigieg will follow the rise of Barack Obama, but he's turning some of the same heads in Iowa, like Terry and John Hale.
So does he remind you of Senator Obama?
Absolutely. It's the intelligence, it's that cool composure. It's the ability to be presidential.
Pete is catching on. The more people that see him, the more people that support him.
It was 12 years ago when Obama's long-shot candidacy turned a corner here, dazzling thousands of Democrats at the state party's fall gala. This time, the Hales are among many Obama admirers now on the Buttigieg bandwagon.
Pete and Obama both had a certain amount of pragmatism to them.
At a recent rally, Terry Hale introduced the South Bend mayor.
Right now, Mayor Pete Buttigieg!
And she said she felt like she did in 2007.
The energy and the excitement and the positivity and the hope, that's what I feel at events for Pete. And I have not felt that since Barack Obama.
Buttigieg was also watching that race closely, volunteering for Obama in the final days of the Iowa contest.
It's what's going on the ground and what kind of relationships you're forming that serve you well when the caucus day actually rolls around.
No two campaigns or candidates are the same, yet both men represent a fresh face and are calling for change.
I believe that we need a new generation of leadership to step forward.
Same old Washington textbook campaigns just won't do in this election.
The Buttigieg campaign is embracing the comparisons, trying to use its $23 million cash on hand and momentum in the polls to build a modern-day Obama-like operation.
They want this narrative to become a narrative, and they want people to believe it, casually regurgitate it, and act on it. Mayor Pete is their insurance policy. They have a few of them. They were trying to pump up Klobuchar after the last debate and Mayor Pete after the last debate. The establishment at this point is officially anybody but Bernie. They would even take Elizabeth Warren. There's been plenty of positive coverage of Elizabeth Warren recently, because Elizabeth Warren has showed signs behind the scenes that she's willing to work with the establishment. She's not necessarily an enemy of the establishment Democrats. So they have an anybody but Bernie policy, but they kind of see that Biden is fading. They would prefer other candidates to Elizabeth Warren, even though they would at the end of the day be okay with her over Bernie. But Mayor Pete is like top of their list, man. Mayor Pete and Amy Klobuchar, they love these characters because it's the same. The idea is, just like with Barack Obama, what he ended up being is this great quote. I've heard Cenk Uygur repeat it, and he was quoting somebody else, but it's change on the outside, continuity on the inside. Oh, a young black voice, he became president. Oh my God, isn't that amazing? And oh, would you look at that? Mostly status quo on the inside. There were some positive things, of course, but then there was a lot of negative stuff too. The expansion of war, the expansion of NSA spying, the drone war, the Wall Street bailout, $14 trillion worth. So he was acceptable by the establishment, but he had the veneer of serious change for demographic reasons and because of his rhetoric and because he spoke about, like, this is not a regular old Washington campaign. We're all about hope and change. We're not gonna play the same old game better. We're gonna have a new game. So Mayor Pete represents that. He's young. He's gay. He's fresh. Fresh, bold new leadership here. Now go back and watch that segment again that you just watched. You tell me how much they brought up policy. Here, I'll spare you having to sit through it again. They didn't bring it up at all. Not even a little bit. Nothing on policy. So CNN does this superficial segment trying to say Pete is like Obama because CNN wants you to think Pete is like Obama because CNN wants Pete to do well. CNN would love Pete being elected. Not a single word on policy. Instead, here, I wrote it down. These are the themes that kept coming up. He's pragmatic. What does that mean? Tell me exactly what you mean. How is he pragmatic? How is he pragmatic? Because that's code word for he tells the left to shut the hell up. That's what that is. Intelligence. He's so intelligent. Give me examples. Okay, he could string together a sentence and he sounds really professional. But tell me why you say he's intelligent. What exactly is he calling for? What's he fighting for that you would, put under the intelligent category? See, they're more in love with style over substance. That's what it is. The whole segment is about style over substance. Ooh, isn't he like Obama? Ooh, isn't he really professional? Ooh, isn't he pragmatic and intelligent? And then they literally say, oh, he brings positivity and hope. You know who brings me hope? Bernie Sanders, because he's going to fight for Medicare for all and free college and a living wage and ending the wars and a Green New Deal and freeing nonviolent drug offenders and legalizing marijuana. And the list goes on and on of all the policy positions I know he's going to fight for. I don't even know what Mayor Pete stands for. Neither do you. Nobody does. He's running on, I want Mayor Pete to be president. That I want to be president. It's all about me. Me. You want to know how I know that? Because I can ask you, what are his top policy ideas? Go. You look at Tulsi, and regime change wars. She has a thing. That's her thing. It pops right in your mind. You might not like her, but that's her thing. And it pops right in your mind. Andrew Yang, UBI, universal basic income. Something pops right to your mind. Even with Elizabeth Warren, there's something that immediately pops to my mind when I think of Elizabeth Warren. Crackdown on Wall Street. That's the first thing that pops to my mind. I put up 2. That's the first thing that comes to my mind because that's what she's cared most about and that's what she's fought more for. Bernie, Medicare for all, overthrowing the corrupt establishment. So there are things that come to your mind when you think of these candidates. Mayor Pete. Mayor Pete, the first thing that comes to mind is narcissism. Mayor Pete wants to be president because Mayor Pete wants to be president. That's it. Listen, Adam Johnson said it best. This is as superficial as it gets. We need to be more serious about politics than this. Politics isn't just like, who's your favorite brand? Do you like Coca-Cola or Pepsi? Tee-hee. That can't be what politics is. Politics has to be about what direction do you want to take the country in policy-wise? How do you want to fix this country? What do you want to implement? What do you want to change specifically? Not generally, I wish we had somebody who was more professional and buttoned down. But what is that person going to do? Somebody could be professional and buttoned down and bomb 18 different countries. Is that better than somebody who sounds like they have no filter but is bombing no countries? No! So I'm sick of it, man. I can't take it. Mayor Pete is terrible. He's a 1990s style politician running in 2019 to try to become president in 2020. And it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. I'm sick of the candidates who stand for nothing and who spend more time gaslighting you about saying what they're against instead of what they're for. And that's all you get from Mayor Pete these days. Oh, we can't do free college. Why would I want the rich kids to have free college? Oh, we can't do Medicare for all. Why not Medicare for all who want it? I'm tired of the gaslighting of the left. I'm tired of the politicking and the strategizing. If you're not going to fight for a bold, new social democratic vision, I don't want to hear it. And if anybody falls for this guy's shtick, oh my God, that's really sad. Anybody who's actively supporting Mayor Pete, it's like, what are you doing? It's the feelings brigade. He makes me feel good. He brings me positivity and hope. And he's intelligent and he's pragmatic. There's a reason why they say nothing on policy. Because they have nothing to add on policy. Nothing. So, he's a fraud. He's a con man. And don't fall for the same neoliberal, centrist, corporatist head fakes. Because that's what they're going to try to do with him. Ooh, change. He's young. That doesn't mean anything. They're young people who believe good things. They're young people who believe bad things. That doesn't mean anything. He's young and he's gay. So we need a new generation of leadership. Bernie Sanders, even though he's older when it comes to his age, is for bold, fresh, newer ideas. I care about the policy. I don't care about the surface level garbage. And obviously, all CNN has something to say about is the surface level garbage, which is why they're doing the superficial segment trying to compare him to Obama, because they want to help him. They want to help him, and they would love it if he became president.